right. Hey, welcome. Hopefully you've had a decent Monday. Welcome, chat. Welcome, players, to another night of the Forsaken. Um, yeah, the campaign where we bring down cities and topple empires. It's fine.
You win.
It's been a while.
It has been a while. You guys are due for another empire toppling, which you may get the chance. All right, so a little summary from last week. Finding themselves in the seaside village of Echo with a then unconscious Jurble, our adventurers followed their new warforged friend Rusty as he took them to the local healer, a Triton named Kalos. Even though he is able to extract the poison, Kalos warns the others that Jurble's problems are far from over, as something remains within the wound that is beyond his skill or capability. Winnedo manages to find them at the healer's hut, taking them to her workshop, living space by the shore. There, she explains how she managed to escape with her family from Bornheim, also revealing that Lady Anselm and Jurheim were able to escape in time as well. Unexpectedly, Jurheim shows up at Winneda's workshop, a changed half-orc from the one that they had met weeks ago. He informs them that Lady Anselm went missing, and they, in turn, tell him about his sister Zelthora and the possibility that she could have been taken prisoner in Bornheim. This revelation sends him off into an angered and desperate rage, and, at Winneda's insistence, the group eventually moved to confront him in his cavern hideaway. Alright. So, yeah, so where we left off last week was the group of you made your way into this kind of cavern that's carved into the mountain just off the shore and just off of Echo. And, you know, you passed, like, the rooms that had, like, the carpets in them, and you had the candle sconces, the standing candle sconces in the rooms as well. Clearly, the space had been catered to be as comfortable as a cave could be. And it was interesting. I'll note that these little kind of rooms were kind of already carved in there, or maybe they were carved for this purpose. Still unsure. But as you got closer and closer to kind of the end of this like cavern hallway that you were walking through, the light getting brighter and brighter as you pass the rooms, and you're getting closer to this kind of like open doorway that that's carved into the cavern that leads into what seems like a more open room. And as you get closer, you heard more distinct yelling and cursing, and as you got closer, probably a few of you kind of recognize this as maybe Jurheim. I mean, you had never heard him yell like this before, but in some of the the kind of angered through his teeth curse words, sounded kind of like his kind of like his voice. And as you entered into the room, and as I said, it kind of opened up into this bigger room in this cave. It had the rugs on the floor and this big long wooden table, and a couple of chairs still standing, but also a couple of chairs on the floor, as well as a couple of things that he's clearly in a rage. Thrown a couple of things. I said a couple of chairs are just in splinters on the floor with legs in one side of the room and the backs of the chairs in the other. And Jurheim just takes, as you enter the room, Jurheim takes another chair and just smashes it against the floor. Everyone make a quick perception check for me.
Perception.
Dirty 20.
I also got a dirty
21.
6. Oh.
Okay, anyone with Melissa, did you roll? I didn't hear yours.
Perception?
Yes.
16.
Okay. Anyone with a 15 plus, which I think is all of you, you notice as you're kind of watching this sight of Jurheim just going into this rage, you notice along with other other like the piece of the chair on the floor, there's a very almost like gold painted, looks like a sending stone on the floor. Between probably about 15 feet from where you walked in. Jurheim is probably about 30 feet away from you. I said it's a pretty good sized room.
So it's kind of in the middle between the two of us?
Correct, yes.
Okay.
And also you'll notice some shards of mirror on the floor as well. And you'll notice an empty mirror frame with some jagged pieces that's closer to Jurheim. All right, so what do y'all want to do? Jurheim, as I said, smashes the chair against the floor. Wineta is standing beside the group and just kind of looks from Jurheim to the rest of you and clearly distressed and clearly confused as well as to how to respond. Jurheim pounds, after throwing the chair against the floor, Jurheim pounds his fist against the still together wooden table because it's pretty large. I don't know I just don't know how to. Jurheim, would you please stop? He doesn't look up at the group of you, but just starts pacing back and forth with his fist clenched, I'll say, with your high perception checks from before.
I'm going to walk in to kind of close to where the sending stone is, but not obvious that I'm walking straight towards that.
Okay.
And while I'm doing that, I'll kind of say, I understand your anger and your fear and your frustration, but I promise you, breaking your house apart serves no good. Rather, how about we channel that to find your sister, or avenge your sister, or rescue your sister, whatever it may be.
He glances up at you, Wren, and just continues to pace back and forth.
I mean, look at this mess. And as I do that, I'm going to kick around stuff, touch stuff, and at the same time try and pick up the sending stone.
Okay, make a sleight of hand check.
Oh. 10.
Okay. Yeah, you pick up the sending stone as you're talking, and he doesn't look in your direction, so... As you are you looking at it in your hand, or do you kind of put it in your pocket? Okay. Yeah, as you pick it up, there are a couple of just a couple of very small that you kind of as you pick it up, it feels a little gritty from a couple of the mirror mirror kind of breakage that's still on the sending stone. It doesn't cut you or anything, but you just feel a little bit grittiness from it. Jurheim, as he continues kind of pacing back and forth angrily, just within this a very small 15, 20 foot space, just back and forth, fists clenched. She didn't answer. After everything that I've done, and he will. Okay, he'll motion towards the middle of the room. kind of his hand kind of motioning towards where you picked up the sending stone. Winada looks at looks down and kind of looks around. Oh, maybe you should
I'll pull it back out of my pocket.
Oh,
You mean with this? You contact her with this sending stone?
he stops and just you can see kind of his heavy breathing. He's kind of like, yes, I just don't understand. I just don't get it. Why she would leave and not say anything. I've searched all over for a note, for anything. I mean, before it was fine. It wasn't fine, but it was, she was doing her own thing. I was worried, but I can't lose both her and Solthura. I understand, Jurheim. Maybe we should just, just take a breath. And throwing things isn't going to help the situation, as Wren was saying. You're just destroying things. Jurheim will pull out one of the two chairs that are left at the table and sit down in it and just kind of put his head in his hands at the table.
Is there another chair that's still alive?
There's one.
Dead yet?
Yes.
I'll go grab it and kind of scoot it. Not awkwardly next to him, but next to him as if it was we were making a circle for planning. Sit down next to him. And sit down in it. Well, maybe she couldn't respond. Maybe she's in a place where she can't respond and maybe she needs help. We're in a situation that we're a group of adventurers that can maybe help. I know we failed at the whole bringing stuff back thing, but it kind of made it hard. We already talked to him about it. He knows about it.
Yeah.
But we need to get Jurble fixed up. He's got something going on. We got to go a little north, but once he's fixed up, we can come back and find her and work with you if you would like. Or you can destroy this house if that makes you feel better.
It does.
You could do both if you want.
I think I know what she went back for. It was... Well, I think I've already told you about the object that was there at the castle. And he'll look directly at you, Wren. She wanted to resurrect him. She wanted to undo her husband's death. And I think...
And you'd rather him stay dead?
As you look at him, Wren, he looks just exhausted and just rackled. I love her. But I will admit that it hurts that she chose him over me. And if I know Lady Anselm, She'll get what she wants. And I do.
Sometimes when we're with people we love, we make grand plans in our head, and dreams, and moments come when sometimes those plans fall apart. You have a choice. You can either sit and lie in it with no hope and no drive and no reason to move, or you put your sword on, pack up, and see what you can do to make the world a better place in their honor. And maybe, just maybe, one day you'll find them and they'll be just who you want them to be. And what I mean is maybe it's not working out how you want it to. And yes, heartbreak sucks. But there's always more to live for.
You should nip it in the corner. I need him to mind me. I need to. I can't not try to at least get Zell out. I need to go into Bornheim.
How long would it take us to get up to the city that we need to go to fix Jurble?
You don't really know.
Yeah.
You haven't really asked anyone.
Oh, damn. Juanita, how long does it take to get to that city we need to go to?
To Aebirus Empire? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. I don't have my notes because my laptop's dead, so I don't remember the dates, but yes.
Jurheim, do you, are you walking or are you riding?
I mean, if someone had horses for us, that'd be great. But I guess my long story short, Jurheim, I want to know, like, we can help you, but are you willing to wait for our help? Or are you wanting to run off right now and take it on?
I can't wait too long, but if you're riding, it would take 2.5 days. If you're walking, closer to 5.5. So you'd be looking at...
We'd probably want some horses then, yeah. Do you have some horses?
All of our horses were lost in the kingdom when the Bugbears took over. Juanita, do you know if the town... I could ask. It's not that big of a village, but they might have... Maybe we can borrow them if you bring them back.
Is it a coastal city? This is me asking if I would have known this from earlier conversations.
Which...
Is the place we're going to on the coast?
Yes, you would know from earlier conversations it is on the coast, yes.
Would taking a boat be faster?
It's a floating city.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Thank you.
No,
Would a boat be faster to get there and then get up?
Well, part of the city is floating. The government district is floating. The city, and she kind of looks at Jurheim just to kind of sympathetically, like, you know, and he's a little distracted, but he's still trying to pay attention to the conversation. The city did some interesting things when they were preparing for this, you know, for the main portion to float up. It's very well constructed, but you have a good portion of the city that's still in the ground. It is reachable by boat. They do have a harbor, but I'm not sure that it would be any faster. But you can get there by foot or by horse or by boat.
Would you say the boat is equal to a horse speed?
Probably not the boats that they have here. They don't
Oh, okay.
have, again, this is like a village. The boats that y'all would have seen coming in were just mostly like fishing boats. I mean, there's maybe like one or two a little bit like the larger version of a fishing boat, but the rest of them were pretty small, just for like 2 people to go out. And the bigger ones were maybe like for 5 or 6 people to go out. Fish is their main import, but it's it's not a big enough like town to have like traveling ships. It would be a rough journey on boat than it would be on horse or walking. But you have some craggy shores in this area, in between here and Erebus.
So either way, do you want to wait like 5 days? Do you not want to wait 5 days?
Your friend is ill. You should take care of him.
Oh, that's priority. We're definitely going to do that. I'm just saying if you want to wait for us.
I will wait if I can. If I hear any other word, though, I will have to go. Or if she responds that they're in trouble, I'm not sure that I can hold myself here if that happens. I hope you understand.
Oh, I do. I understand that.
But, hold on a second, and he'll get up and walk back into, like, a hallway that's leading out of this back room. Not the one that y'all came through, but a different, smaller one that you can see from your chair, Wren, and kind of see the end of. There's only, like, maybe a room or two back there, a doorway or two. He walks kind of goes into one of those doorways and comes back out. And as you look down that little hallway, Wren, you can see where there's like linens and stuff that's been kind of dragged out of the room. He was obviously turning the place upside down for remnants of him turning the place upside down to find like a letter or a note or something from the queen. He'll come back and kind of stand beside your chair, Wren, and lay a stone on the table. If I hear anything, I'll let you know.
Perfect.
Or if I need to go, I'll let you know.
You mean this is for me?
Oh, it's for your group, yes.
Well, me as in the group. Yeah.
Right.
I'll put it in my pocket.
He'll kind of look from Wren to the rest of you. Sorry for the display.
You have nothing to be sorry about. You're going through a lot.
I mean, you did break a mirror, so that might not be a good sign. But other than that, you're probably fine.
Yeah, at least it's a mirror, not somebody's face.
It's true.
That's true. I take it back.
He'll start picking up some things off the floor and step a little bit closer to you as he's doing so. Renarius, could you make an Arcana check for me?
Once Renarius through.
18.
All right. Yeah. When he's about 10 feet from you right now, and he's just picking up like some spare wood that flew off from the chairs when he broke them. And you sense something dark, like a dark magic.
Just somewhere?
specifically around when he steps closer to you, and then when he grabs, when he picks up the little pieces of wood, and then kind of steps off to pick up some more, it dissipates a bit, but you don't get a good feeling about it. But I will also note
When I
that
was close to him,
nope. Are you talking about your pendant?
yeah, did I feel anything?
That's what I was about ready to say. Yeah, no. I was going to say you will note that your pendant isn't warm or anything.
I'll cast detect magic.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, detecting, so, casting detect magic, Rhaenyra's, you definitely get that, get the kind of, magical kind of aura, the glow, coming off of, Jurheim. Not intensely, not like you would like a high magic user, like a high level magic user, but very soft. It almost reminds you of if you would cast divine magic around like initiates at your college, like first years, people, students who are just started, and has kind of a necromancy feel to it.
Does it seem like it's an aura around him? Does it seem like it's emanating from a specific item that's on him?
Just seems like it's just him. And yeah, he'll continue.
Else in the room giving off magic?
Nope.
Aside from maybe the sending stone.
Sending stone, yeah. I mean, how far does that goes out? What, 30 feet? Detect magic does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, other than the sending stones, both the one that he has sitting on the table that was painted gold, that Wren had picked up before, and the one, of course, that he gave to Wren.
I'll approach him as he's cleaning up, and I'll. Could I maybe help you clean up? I can maybe clean some things off with using my magic.
If you want, I'm not. This isn't your mess.
I want to use just prestidigitation as he's cleaning things to make them a little cleaner.
Yeah.
But as I'm doing that, I do want to talk to him. What happened in Bornheim?
He'll kind of stop and kind of look at you. What do you mean? I told you that of course you know that we escaped. I told you that, what besides what I told you already do you need to know?
I sense a presence about you. Were you harmed magically? Were you?
No, we were able to get out. Didn't even have to put up a fight. Got out just in time.
Insight check.
Okay, go ahead.
Great. That's a 6.
Oh, yeah. He seems truthful. Seems like he's telling the truth.
Well, I would expect that if we're going to help you, we need all the information that we can get.
Understood.
Know that soon enough we'll be back, and she's as good as rescued. I hope.
Me too. Thank you. And he'll kind of take some of the pieces he's picked up and he'll collect some from your prestidigitation and just kind of take them over to the corner of the room and just kind of put them onto a pile on the floor. Well, I'll go and check on to see if anyone has any horses, and she'll leave. Wineta, that was Wineta, by the way. Kitchen's still together. Do you need anything? Any water or?
No, I think that'll be fine. Thank you for the offer.
At this moment, a moment later, Wineta will kind of poke her head in and back in and be like, "Oh, Kalos just sent word that he has information for your friend. Well, for Jurble, for you, Jurble. I'm gonna go. Head out.
I think we should go as well.
Okay. And he'll look to you, Wren. I'll be in touch if anything comes up. If...
That's great, and I'll reach out and give him back the sending stone that was on the ground.
Oh. He takes it from your hand and he kind of clutches it in his hand and looks at it for a moment before putting it into his pocket. Just let me know if you're in the Empire longer than you expect.
Oh, great.
You might, just be careful, traveling there. You have some land to cover. There are bridges, but watch for the border. It's a natural border that goes down into a pit, but there are bridges that go across it, so on the main road and also in a couple of paths around the area. Just so you know, so you don't go off careening if you're not on the main path. It's happened.
Good to know. Thank you.
From what I hear, Erebus should take care of you there. They had a pretty good plan in place when everything happened, so you shouldn't have as much trouble there as you did in Bairn. All right. Well, good day. Thank you. And again, I'm sorry. I'm gonna go and lay down.
Jurble will tell him that before we leave. Just don't lose hope. They're fighters. They're strong. You know that better than any of us.
I know. In a way that scares me a bit more. I think you'll know more than anyone that bugbears aren't they don't like being busted. I would almost rather them be quiet in the situation than be strong and boisterous. It will only anger them. Lady Anselm knows that, but I'm not sure that Zelthor and her stubbornness does.
Is there paper anywhere?
Are you asking this out loud, or are you asking me as the DM?
As a DM.
Okay. Yeah, if you're looking around the room that you're standing in, which is kind of this main room, no, there's no, I mean, it's basically just still pieces of stuff on the floor, broken glass, the main table, there's a couple of sconces on the wall. and some rugs, but no paper.
I may have a piece of paper I can borrow.
He kind of, Jurheim kind of looks up at you strangely, and I can get you some.
Oh, yeah.
And he'll walk back to where he walked back before to get the sending stones for Wren, and come back out with a couple of pieces of paper for you with a pen and an ink bottle. Pyxrin, and the paper has this very fine gold outlining on it.
Reading.
Here you go.
I should go crisscross applesauce in the middle of the floor
Oh.
and start writing a letter. Don't you worry, it's for you.
Kind of looks around the rest of you like confused. Okay.
Kind of takes it, folds it up. And no crazy animal shapes or anything. She just folds it up and then hands it to him. And can you read this when you're gonna take a nap? Read it before you nap, or you can read it after. It doesn't really matter, but not right now, okay?
Okay. He'll kind of take the piece of folded paper and just kind of put it in his pocket. All right. Well, take care.
You as well.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Kind of turn and kind of look to you, Wren and Jurble specifically, as he gives a nod and goes back into that back hallway. And you're left alone.
Jurble will start walking out of this guy's house.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just
All right.
like,
Heading
So,
back to the healer's place.
yeah, so
Yeah.
everyone,
Back to what's his name's place.
Kalos.
and before I get out, I Renata gave Jurble a disguise thing, right?
yes,
that
she
up,
gave you a
right?
pin. Yes, that,
That's right,
yeah, that does like disguise self on you.
I will hook that
Okay, all right.
in that whatever that.
Yeah. What are you disguising yourself? How are you changing your clothes? Actually, this is probably more, honestly, this is more like an alter self than disguise self. It is a little bit more customizable.
Oh, wow. Fancy. What did I do last time? I think I just took the form of like a high elf.
Yeah.
Like same,
Okay.
say, kind of similar to Addie,
Okay. Understandable. All right. So y'all head out of the cave, and you see those. What time of? It's probably getting close to evening by now. Did you guys spend the night? No, you guys didn't spend the night anywhere here.
No. Yeah.
Um,
I think it was starting to get evening as we were going.
Yes. So everyone.
We were seeing lights on the cliffs and stuff.
Yeah. Everyone exits the cave, and you're back kind of like right up against that shoreline. You look up to your left, and you see the houses kind of, with that dilapidated staircase. Make perception checks for me.
Okay, attack by
23.
cliff
19.
which is 7. I used my
No.
dirty 20 earlier.
10.
6.
All
that
right.
was I rolled a 1, guys. That was really bad.
So anyone with like a 12 or above will notice the lights again, or anyone that noticed them before would notice them again. I think only a couple of you noticed them before. But also anyone with a 12 or above would hear this kind of, as you step out and you kind of turn, you kind of glance up at the houses. You see some lights on up there. which again is interesting because there's not really like a clear pathway leading up to them. You can see the staircases and this like wooden pathway, but it's kind of dilapidated and falling apart in a couple of places. The stairs kind of fall apart halfway up. And on the wind, you kind of hear some like laughter and maybe some talking, some voices. You can't really distinguish what they're saying, but just like general, like something you would hear if you're walking through a market or passing by some houses and there are people outside. Yeah.
How far away is the house?
Well, there are about, I can't remember how many I said last week, but I think about 7 houses. And they're right up against the cliffside, way above you, kind of at an angle. So you're like standing here, they're kind of like up like this. And there's no like clear path to them.
If I was at the base of the cliff, how high up would the houses be?
If you're at the base of the cliff, if you're kind of like looking over and kind of like judging it for yourself, maybe like the length of maybe like a half of a football field.
50 feet. No, 150 feet, 50 yards.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's not going to help listening.
And you do feel kind of this kind of breeze coming from that direction, but you can't tell if it's coming from like the ocean, because the ocean's right there, and you can feel some of the mist from the waves from the tide coming in. Yeah. So, y'all start your way back to the healer's house. Is there anything you would like to do on your way there? You pass Wineta's shop and her parents' house, and same places you passed before.
I would like to see if there's a spot in town where I can buy some inks and writing supplies so I can like copy down spells and whatnot.
Yeah, you do know that there is a general store that was pointed out to you by Wineta earlier.
I'll go too.
Yeah,
I
so
don't have to ask.
as you, right after you pass by Wineta's house, Stephanie's trying to find her thing here. Right after you pass by Wineta's house, you see the general store to your left. So is it just, is the entire group going in?
Well, I was going to say, oh, go ahead.
Sure.
Jurble would have, you guys can do what you want. I mean, you guys don't have to come with me if you don't want to. Jurble's gonna
To the healer's house?
just head towards the healer. Yeah.
Okay.
I can wait till after.
I'll go to the general store.
Oh.
Yeah, whatever.
Too late. All right, there we go.
Jurble turns around and
So are you heading to the healer's place, Jurble?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So for those going to the general store, you step in. It's not that big of a general store. Pretty smallish, but it seems like it has a good selection for this town. A lot of fishing supplies, a lot of fish boat supplies, including that there are some like tanks off to the side where fishermen obviously bring in fish that they've caught to try and sell to the townspeople, whole. You also have some like fish flavored treats and that sort of thing in there. But you also have a couple of aisles of your basic general store stuff. Okay. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, are you just looking around at looking around for it on your own, Rhaenyra, or are you, behind the counter is a female Triton with long white hair.
I'll ask the Triton.
Okay. As you approach, oh, hi.
Hello. I was looking for some supplies to scribe spells. I don't know if you have the types of inks I might need for that. But
Okay.
I
You have got it. So you need some inks, and what else do you need?
I'm not quite sure at the moment.
Okay. Let me show you where these things are. She will come out from around, and she's wearing just kind of a typical plain clothes, just a white top and brown pants, and she has beautiful long white hair, and bluish green tinted skin. She will walk you and anyone with you over to one of the shelves that kind of hold more of the general items, but there's a little space with some quill pens. There's some black ink. There's also some blue ink, and also a couple of containers of rainbow ink.
What kind of ink usually is used for scribing spells in this?
Just black ink.
Okay.
I mean, I guess you could
Rainbow.
probably use
Oh.
anything.
Rainbow.
I mean, I assume you could probably use anything, Rhaenyra's, but it's just two different colors of ink, three different colors of ink, of the same type of ink. So we have a couple of different things. We have someone that specializes, that makes some inks here, as one of the fish that we catch produces what we need to make the ink. So thus, then she'll kind of hold up the rainbow colored ink. We have a specialty here that you probably won't find many other places. But yes, we have, and there is paper there as well, Rhaenyra's. I mean, there are some like plain journals if you're looking more for that. There's some loose leaf paper. Are you looking for large quantities? I can tell that you're a magic user.
I am indeed. I'm looking for whatever 500 gold could buy me
In paper?
in paper, in ink, in various components.
Okay. So Joe, I mean, are you looking to buy how many things of ink are you looking to buy?
So, Rhaenyra is carrying on him 4 different books, 2 of which he can copy into his spell books that have spells in them.
Mm-hmm.
Or I think 2, maybe 3? No, there was a 3rd one. Anyway, to do that, there's a gold cost associated, which is supposed to represent inks and
Okay.
and paper and spell
All right.
components.
So we'll say that if you're willing to buy exactly that amount, then we'll just say that you have that much paper and 4 bottles of ink, just the black ink.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll say that you'll get like an extra ink pen as well, just in case something happens to the one that you're using. But yeah, consider yourself stocked, and remove that 500 gold,
Yup.
sir.
You had 500 gold.
Man. Pyxrin's just staring at him like, you didn't share? Where'd you get that?
What? Everyone got.
Yes.
You didn't share?
I thought didn't everyone get what? No, I'm sorry.
I'm just messing with you.
Oh,
It's called a hustle.
you had me very concerned for a second.
Oh, you guys seem fun. Can I get help anyone else with anything?
Ooh, how much is the rainbow ink?
Oh,
The multicolored.
lovely taste. Here, she will come out with her out of her back pocket has an ink pen and will in like a case, we'll say, since you don't want to get ink everywhere, and she'll take it out and kind of set the case on the shelf, and kind of just take a piece of paper from the stacks there and demonstrate it for you. Yeah, it's just like it kind of like fades in between like blues, greens, purples. Kind of has like a little bit of a shinier quality to it than regular ink that you've seen. Yes, this ink would be 20 gold pieces, since it is a special and yes, special thing that we have here in town.
Where you get it from?
Oh, we make it. We have a fisherman here who also likes to create things from the things that he fishes. We have fish in the sea that some aquatic life that produce some of the stuff that we use to create the ink.
How's it go into different colors, though?
Magic. Well, not really magic. It's from the fish. It's from the... I mean, I don't fish myself, so my brother does.
Thank you, Frank, because I'm not sure that I was there for that one. Sorry, out of character.
Yes. Anyways, I'll leave you if there's nothing else. If you're interested in purchasing something, I'll be right up at the counter.
Ooh, can I have 10 sheets of paper?
Okay.
2 of those rainbow inks.
Okay.
2 of the black inks, and 2 writing pen thingy matees.
Alright, so 2 of the black inks. So the black inks are 10 gold each. And you want 2 pens?
Yes, please.
Alright, that's just 4 silver pieces. And you want 10 pieces of paper?
Yep.
Okay, is that it? Okay. Alright, just 2 gold, so 62 gold. Alright, so I have the paper, I have the 2 rainbow inks, and 2 pens, and 2 black inks. Is that all? Like everything? That is 62 gold and 4 silver, and 4 copper pieces.
Actually, can you add 10 more pieces of paper to that? Because I have a feeling that I might be using that rainbow ink a little bit more.
Okay, so 64 gold and 4 copper pieces. And considered yours.
64 gold and how many copper?
4 copper pieces.
All right. It's like
Enjoy.
a small bag. Thank you.
If you make any art with the rainbow ink, I would love to see it.
Thank you so much.
Have a great day. Bye.
Should have gotten the rainbow ink.
There's no need for that.
Oh,
Think.
wow. Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
She has this really offended look on her face. Just walks out with her arms filled with the stuff.
So anyone else who went with Renarius have anything to do in the shop? Okay. All right. So we'll go over to Jurble. Who went with? Did anyone go with Jurble? Tegan. Okay.
I was about to say, did the rest of you go to the general
So-
store? Didn't even buy anything? You just
So
left?
Jurble, you get like halfway there, and you kind of like halfway between like the general store, which isn't that far. I mean, it's just a few houses down. And you kind of like look to your side, and you see Tegan like walking beside of you. All right, so you get to the healer's hut. I think it's just like healer on a wooden sign above, close to the door. And go inside, and the same kind of colorful crystals hanging from the ceiling, a bunch of colorful cloths everywhere. You have like the pedestal in the middle of the room with the blankets, the colorful like rugs and blankets on it, and the pillow. Kalos comes out. I was going to say Triton. Kalos comes out of the back room and I see I see Wineda let you know.
Well, I'll take off the pit, turn back into a bugbear.
Oh, right. That makes more sense.
Sorry.
I was wondering where the bugbear was. Wonderful. I did, and he'll kind of walk in the back room, and you'll hear his voice kind of carry through. I did hear back from my friend in the Empire, Shaman Criven, and he kind of comes back through. He gave me this concoction that I put together for you, and he takes out this little vial out of his pocket, and here it's a wait, did I have it? Let's see. All right, so what we'll do here is we'll actually say that he gives you a almost like a piece of rolled leather, and as he like hands it to you, you feel some things like clink together in there. Opening it up, there are let's see, there are 7 vials in there. Not very big ones, but probably about 4 inches tall, maybe an inch in diameter. This should last you for a week, maybe 2. And as you look at the vials, Jurble, they shimmer, even in this kind of dull light as the candle lights hit it, and the reflections from the crystals hanging from the ceiling hit it. There's a little bit of a shimmer to it. It does. You can take just, I would say, start with half a day. Take half a vial a day. If it starts getting worse before you get to the Empire, you can take the entire vial. It will taste strongly of fish if you're not used to it, and it will affect your sleep and your taste. So taking it not permanently, but while you're taking the medication, and maybe for a few days after, things will taste a little bit off. At least that's what my friend said. And you'll have just an interesting sleep cycle.
Okay.
Nausea, vomiting. No, I'm just kidding.
Upset stomach.
Yeah.
Diarrhea.
Mm-hmm.
Why is
The
this one
classic.
pink?
Kalos does a little jingle for you.
I
Just like in between you and Kalos, you see like a whole like list of like text like just
Side
coming through the
effects.
2 of you for side
Yeah.
effects.
Make us.
Yeah.
Yes, if you're feeling okay, then I would take just a sip. Just maybe not even do a half of one, but once you start feeling the, that pain in your side,
yeah. Thank you for this. Your friend in the Empire, Shaman Cribbin?
Criven, yes,
Cribbin.
yes.
We were planning on making our way out to the Empire.
Oh.
Where do you think do he have a way to completely heal this, or do I just need to go up and wait till this doesn't cure what's happening to me?
No,
right?
this only helps to alleviate the side effects and not allow it to get any worse. He advised not to take it more than 2 weeks, even if you lengthen it out by not taking a full dose. Things can start getting a little uncertain after that. But yes, if you're going up to the Empire, pay a visit to the rites district. That's where the healers and the religious folk are. They will be able to most likely help you. If you ask for Criven, he's well known there. So.
All right.
Should be.
Is the rights district on the ground?
Yes, only I believe I remember the government is up. Sometimes he goes up there to treat people, but most of the time he's in the rights district.
All right. Well, thank you for this. What do I owe you? Just pay a visit to my friend when you get there, and that's all I ask. Are you sure?
If I wasn't sure, I wouldn't say it.
Fair enough.
Just take care of yourself. And plus, this is it's untested ground. I mean, he said that he's, had a case or two come through, but well, Jurble, I'll be frank with you. I'm hoping this will work, but there are chances that it might not work. You understand?
Of course.
We don't have any testing ground for this. I'm hoping for the best, and I'm hoping that it helps you, and I'm hoping that my friend can help solve whatever's happened. Are you feeling okay, besides all of that?
Sorry, that's me coughing, not Jurble.
Pity cough. Got it.
No, I think... Does Jurble feel alright?
Make a constitution check for me, Jurble. Just so see how you feel right now.
That's a 6.
That's a 6.
I'm dead. Tegan's been like
Jurble, since
looking at birdies the whole time.
Since leaving, since you went and confronted Jurheim and leaving that and kind of walking through the town, you have been feeling more and more tired with almost each step. You could definitely like go to sleep for the night right now. Which is uncharacteristic. I mean, it's still early in the evening. Usually you're holding up better than this, but it does seem that you're a little bit more tired. You feel a little bit of a kind of a dull ache in your side.
I do feel a bit more fatigued than normal, and the wound is.
Well, feel free to take some of that, and yes. In fact, why don't you take half of it now, just to make sure everything is okay with taking it.
Okay. I'll glance over at Tegan
and he'll kind of stand back and just kind of like cross his arms, and just kind of watch you closely.
I'll drink half of it.
Tastes
Like
strongly. Tastes
like
strongly a fish. Jurble. I mean, I don't know if you've ever taken like a fish capsule before. Fish oil. Yeah, it's it's strong. It's almost like taking 2 of those. Like, it's a lot.
Jurble looks like a cat that was just like fed peanut butter or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Taking a
that's
taking a look at Jurble with like a cross look, like look at his face, like, how do you feel about two noses? Kidding. I'm kidding. You'll be fine.
and as you like put as you put the liquid into your mouth, Jurble, a little grainy. It has a very grainy taste to it. And you feel that all the way going down, like all the way as it goes on your throat, into your stomach.
Is it? I'm picturing like some like chalk that tastes like fish.
It's not even, it's not chalk. It's almost like it has sand in it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Mhm.
More Ovaltine, please.
Right. Yeah, and you feel kind of like your mouth's a little kind of numb. Just a little bit. Which
Thank you
probably goes
very
along
much.
with like the taste thing. You can speak fine, sir.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
It's almost like you can tell that like whatever you eat next it's just going to be like a crap show. Maybe even literally. You don't know. It still hasn't passed through your system yet. So, who knows? Who knows?
Quality.
Stay away from me.
Okay.
This is
And
need to
so
bring a
role
bucket with
playing
us?
I have been waiting for today.
you kind of look up at Kalos and he's kind of like standing back, like looking at you like intently. Well, you're still standing. That's good.
Yeah.
Are you feeling okay?
I mean,
You
it tastes weird texture.
okay?
Mm, yeah. Was there a risk of me not standing? That wasn't in the descriptions you said earlier.
Again, Jurble, and he'll kind of put a hand on your shoulder. Uncharted territory, Jurble.
Right.
We've only tested this, and it's never been on a bugbear. It's always been on, I think the other two were, oh gosh, what did Criven say? Human and, tabaxi? No. Goblin. It was a goblin. So.
Very easy to confuse the two. I understand.
Yes. Well, I'll let you go. It's getting late.
Yes. Thank you again, Kalos.
Of course.
I'll send word.
Oh, here. He'll hand you a clear crystal that almost like fits into the palm of your hand. This will help with could help with, how you're feeling. Crystals have energy, my friend.
Right. Of course. Thank you.
Oh, also, is
Here's
your
the
friend
pamphlet.
is your friend Pyxrin still here, right? The tiefling?
Yes, she's at the general store.
Okay. And he'll kind of like rummage around in a couple of drawers. He pulls out. Oh, here, give her this, and he hands you a red velvet bag
I'll make sure
with like a gold
she gets it.
tassel.
Sounds
It's
I'll like but he'll look at like just the vials wrapped in leather, just fancy gold. Right. Just
it's the crystals that she asked about.
of course, I will make sure she gets it.
There's also I wrote down some basic instructions on. And if you're going to Aebirus, I mean, my friend will know more about the crystal reading as well. He was my mentor, and he reads them. So she might be able to get some words there, or she can stop by here if she wants to. but I know you'll
Uh,
probably be leaving soon.
Uh, yes, of course. Thank you. I'll let her know.
Okay.
We'll send
All
word.
right. Well, good night, and he'll kind of nod at you, Tegan.
Tegan will say, just thank you for helping Jurble. Just a quick on our walk past through here,
Hmm.
we saw these houses up on the cliffside. Are they for just villagers, or just it seemed to be one would kind of be like making a lot of noise, which just struck me as odd.
Oh, right. You heard something.
Yeah, from one particular place up about 150 feet up the cliff, it just seemed odd. All the other houses seemed quiet.
Most don't hear anything. Hold on a minute, and he'll kind of get out some start lighting some candles in the room, and kind of put his hand up against some of the crystals that's hanging from the ceiling to where they kind of clink together in this kind of melodic sound. And he'll kind of look at you after he lights like a fourth candle. Those are, yes, just precautions. Those are, you mean the homes against the cliff, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly.
Those are where our ancestors, or our human ancestors lived before, the Tritons and the humans started mixing here on the shore. My own grandmother lived in one of those houses. Certain ones still see lights up there, even though no one has lived up there for years. You can't even access the homes.
Yeah, I noticed. I looked around. There was no way to get up there.
Correct. I've even hired someone to rappel from the cliff above down to one and to kind of look around. But yes, some can hear the voices and see the lights. I just look at it as a nice reminder of our past.
Interesting.
But interesting that you... are you arcane, sir?
No, really? No.
Okay.
Just
Interesting. Usually it's only those of certain abilities that can see these things.
I have a particular set of skills. Anyway.
He's going to... Actually, let me do a really quick search here. He's going to go looking through a couple of drawers, and, well, none of this is what I need. This is not what I need. Okay, here we go. Without saying anything, and he'll just start pulling open drawers and looking through. And he's going to come back over to you and, going to give you a gemstone sorry, I know what I'm looking for. I just need some, okay. I'm going to give you the gemstone that's this, kind of a, it's blue, but it has these little kind of like white and light gray kind of spots in it, almost. It doesn't quite fit, cover your entire palm. It's maybe about an inch and a half in length, kind of an oval shape, but also a little imperfect as well. You can feel some kind of jaggedy, not sharp edges, but rough edges on it. This is a sodalite. It will protect you from things. I'm not saying you need this, but, well, with everything else that's happening, it might be helpful as well. So, please, my gift to you. I have crystals aplenty. My friend sends me boxes of them from from Aebirus. They specialize in gemstones there.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Hopefully, I won't have need for it, but it would be it's a good thing to have.
So do we all. Well, I will let the two of you go. I've kept you long enough. Please say hello to Juanita for me, and again, looks at you, Jurble. Let your friend know that if they want to stop by and talk about the stones, that I'm here.
Of course. He's still during that whole thing with you. He's just been.
But maybe in the, well, yeah.
Yeah. Of course. Thank you again, Kalos. Have a good night.
You as well.
And I'll put
Blessed.
the pendant back on.
Hashtag blessed. No, I'm just kidding. And he'll close the door as the two of you exit and kind of turn over a little sign on the outside of the door from open to closed. And as you step out, you can definitely feel, and those, I'll say everyone steps out of the general store around the same time, maybe a little bit before this, and you feel that kind of chill from the breeze coming off of the ocean hit you, and it's almost as if you kind of smell that salty sea air anew. Smell a little bit of kelp on the breeze, but it's not like extreme. So we'll say that Jurble and Tegan, you exit out. I would say probably in your sight view, in your sight, you can see the other group exit the general store.
As we
walk over to them, yes.
Yeah. As we go over it. Pyxrin, heads up. And I'll throw the bag of crystal.
My arms are full. What is wrong with you?
I would say that she would have given you like a canvas bag to put them in.
Who knew that?
My arms are full. What is wrong with you?
Okay, if her arms were full, he wouldn't have thrown it. He would have joked. Heads up.
Man.
I wasn't gonna ask for any rolls.
Put the small. Hard. She's gonna put the small pack of a bag of things. She's gonna put it in her pack and she'll set it on the ground and kind of do that. Okay. All right.
I'll start.
How did it go with the Kalos?
Ooh,
He gave me.
crystals.
He said if you want to talk to him about it more, you can. But also the person we're seeing in the Empire knows a lot about crystals too. So, yeah.
Did
Did you say where we could get horses?
No.
Well, Juanita said that she'd be checking on them, but you
Yeah.
haven't heard back from her yet.
Yeah.
I forgot that.
You're late.
in your little bag, Pyxrin, you'll see about 12 small crystals, unpolished, that are very similar, are exactly like the colors that you remember seeing when Kalos was using them, along with handwritten instructions on how to channel their energy and to read them, which I will send you sometime this week.
Tegan will say, fun fact, guys. Anybody else see the lights up in those cliff houses?
Excuse me?
When we were
Tegan
walking
sees
down?
ghosts.
Did anyone else see up on the cliff, those houses up on
I
the cliff?
heard something.
You heard something? So did I. And I asked.
Me.
I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
I
crystals.
didn't. I didn't see a thing.
Kalos says
I didn't.
that's where their ancestors live. There's not supposed to be anybody up there.
But I heard stuff.
So did I. Yeah, it was very odd. She gave me a gemstone for protection. I don't know what that's all
I also got a crystal to help with energy.
But
But
you didn't want to get one
to
for the whole group.
Just one.
no. But then I'll turn back to Renarius. But to answer your question, yes, he gave me some medicine. It is experimental and has me more and more concerned the more he talks about it. It doesn't taste good. My mouth feels weird.
I might be able to help with that, but that's for another day. Are you
Help
are you,
with my
are you
Just
okay?
suffer.
It's just like wait.
Just so Cornelius, can I talk to you for a moment? Put the crystals in her pack and then swing her pack back up on it.
Sure.
Are we moving while we're talking now?
Well, I said I just wanted to talk with him, but
Well, no,
I mean, if everybody else wants to, it's not really super secret or anything, but
I wasn't saying that as I was like out of character. Like, are we heading back to Winnie?
It's up to y'all.
And standing on the
Sure.
street corner waiting for Wineta to come pick us up.
Well, she told us not to really walk around a lot, so it's not like we're like.
Yeah, it's like
out.
there's still
beginning of
enemy
the town.
bugbears walking around. So that's
Yeah,
why-
I would say y'all haven't seen any bugbears since you've exited the cave.
What did you need, Pyxrin?
well, I'm not really sorry that I kind of gave you the stank eye, but
I didn't mean to offend. I'm sure that those inks are quite beautiful when they're on paper, but I don't need them. They're
it's fine. It's not your thing. I just so I know that you guys know who I actually am, right? Kind of whispers that last part. There's a reason that I've never seen most of the stuff above ground before. Never seen bugbear before. Never seen like so pretty much when I'm excited about something, it's because like sweet rolls, right? And the birth the cake and stuff. And what I'm trying to
really seemed to enjoy the simple things. Again, I didn't mean to offend.
well, it's not like I was really mad. It was more I was kind of sad because you guys really have a lot up here. Whether it's just regular piece of paper. I'm learning about your guys' world up here, so I know that sometimes I don't know how to talk to people. Don't know how to talk to you guys. And I really
I feel the
appreciate it.
same.
Yeah, I appreciate being here and just it's been weird. So weird. But I really do appreciate everything and I was mad at you, just a little sad because might not be everybody's cup of tea, but everybody has their thing.
Well, maybe we can someday see where you're from, and we can be amazed by what you think is run of the mill.
Actually, that might not be a bad idea. We have to do a lot of disguise kits. Really good ones. How do you like being a drow?
I wouldn't know the answer to that question. But I would try, I guess.
It's a start. By the way, you can borrow my rainbow ink anytime.
Maybe I'll try it someday. Thank you for your offer.
Hey y'all, what y'all doing over there?
Walking.
Slackers.
Trying to be
Wait,
inconspicuous.
So Jurble, are you okay now? Do we still need to go to Aebirus?
Well, you ain't dead yet. So.
Let's.
True.
Yeah, I mean,
Pyxrin's
it's
just
kind
waiting
of-
for something bad to happen.
it's,
It's just like,
Just
is
wait
he
for
gonna
the.
blow up or something? Like, what the heck? I have no idea what's
yeah,
gonna happen.
it's just like hypothetically, the medicine I just got should help me for a little while, but he said no matter the dosage I take it, just regardless, stop taking it after 2 weeks because bad things will happen. That and that has nothing. That's just the medicine. That's not even my wound. So I mean,
Is
still-
magic still all weird around you, or whatever?
Maybe I'm a bit confused because we could still use the pendants, and I'm using a disguise thing. So
I'm gonna cast that smiley minor illusion on goes out.
How close are you? Are you casting it on him, correct?
Yeah. Just to display it on his side or wherever he was, wherever that wound
But-
was.
It shows up. At first, it seems like it's not going to work again, but you kind of see like a little flicker of it.
The magic's
Improvement.
Still weird though. That should be a little more prominent.
Well, I mean, I guess that's. I mean, the medicine's working. I guess, but I still need to go to the Empire and see this shaman, Kriven, that Kalos referred me to, but look, there's a lot of stuff going on, and you all don't have to come with me. If you, I mean, I hate that we are leaving Jurheim, you know, in this, and Bornheim, and all this whole situation here. I mean, not that it doesn't scare me, but just the fact that I'm not used to being the wounded one. Do you understand what I'm saying? I feel like we're losing a lot just by going to this place just because I was stupid and got stabbed. And I can go on my own.
I doubt you'd be able to get there by yourself. It's not safe.
Oh, thanks. Thanks for the.
While he's talking, I want to look around to see if anybody's watching us.
Yeah,
looking at
make a
us,
perception
hearing
check.
us.
I would.
I'll look around too.
Yeah, I would say I was.
You said perception,
Pyxrin's
right?
just
Mhm.
gonna stand there and laugh at Jurble while he's talking.
21.
Okay.
18.
All right. So both of you kind of, as they're having this conversation, glance around. As I said, it's getting dark by now. Like the sun's went down. You don't see. I mean, you see an occasional person leaving, occasional Triton or human leaving their shop or leaving another house, another home, and just going like a few homes away. You hear some like talking in the distance, but it seems like it's coming from a house. You don't see any bugbears around. It seems like everyone is kind of closing up for the night. This seems like a very quiet town at nighttime.
But nothing that seems out of place or anything.
Nope. I mean, of what you know from the town is, that
I
you've
would
only been here
assume.
for the day,
I would
right?
assume.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Got some fishermen bringing in some stuff from, after porting.
Well, do we want to head back to Juaneda's and
Okay,
figure out a plan?
I was thinking.
At that
walk the
moment,
talkers.
Wineta kind of comes around a corner. Oh, hey, so good news. I found you horses, borrowed. We didn't have any that were, for sale here. As most people just kind of, purchase their own horses, in another town and bring them back home. But, yeah, so they'll be ready for you tomorrow morning. They'll have them.
Oh, okay.
They'll have them at the shop early tomorrow if you're wanting to head out then. What are you laughing at, Frank?
I have them at this shop. I just got a picture of horses up on mechanics' lips.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Yeah. That'd be great. Great.
Had to put some new tires on your horse.
How about them horseshoes?
We don't have a lot of
braided.
room at the house. You're more than willing to sleep on some blankets and stuff at the shop, or there is an inn in town. There's only they only have about 3 rooms, but
I think we could
Sure.
make do with
I
it
get
at
first
the end.
dibs on the first room.
Certainly wouldn't
Wait,
think
where's the
anything.
inn?
Wait,
okay.
wait.
It's right over there,
She
and it's
starts
just
running, and
it's
then
just
she
a
stops
2-story,
and asks that.
2-story, like almost like home looking establishment. There's not even a sign outside.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks like someone has painted on one of the main windows, like a wide window by the door that says inn.
So start going in that direction.
I thought I was content with sleeping on the floor at our shop. Where are we? Which is closer, Juaneda's shop or the?
The
or
inn
the
is
inn?
closer.
Okay, if the inn's closer, Jurble. Okay, he'll start going towards the inn because he's tired.
Great. All right, so we'll say as y'all approach the inn and head inside, you see, or those who went to the shop see a very familiar face behind the counter. It is the same female Triton with the long white hair, who's just kind of like sitting in a chair with her feet up on the desk, on this like wooden desk, reading a book. And she kind of glances up, and like drops the book. And that's where we'll take our bio break. So for those watching, we take an 8 to 10 minute bio break. So come back in a bit, and we'll be back in a bit. You can go and grab some stuff as well. Grab a snack, go to the restroom, get some more water, hydrate, please. And we'll see you in 8 to 10 minutes. All right.
Alrighty.
See you then.
Walk into inn. Roll initiative.
All right, mics are hot.
So was it Crimin or Criven?
Criven, Chriven.
So close.
Yeah, you had to be right.
Criven. I almost changed it to a K, like just a few minutes ago, while I was mentioning it several times, because I was like, I kept looking at the word and wanting to say Shriven. Like chevron, or then I think at one point I almost said chevron. I don't know. Oh boy. Oh wait. Oh. Oh, never mind.
Did you just accidentally introduce us
Now I
to
just don't know what to
BBEG?
expect.
Did you accidentally give us the name of the BBEG?
No,
Is that what
no,
that face is?
no. It's all with a no.
God. There's a bugbear
Okay, that's fine.
Horses are extinct on this side of the country.
There are no horses, only you.
There's seahorses.
Oh, but I
I
did.
almost made a joke about that earlier.
I did mess up, actually. I did mess up, but it's fine. We'll just roll with it. Yeah. Okay.
Jurble's dead.
No, Jurble's not dead. I messed up on something, but it's fine. It's fine. I just forgot about something that I introduced last week, and I didn't have it still going on this week.
I know what it is.
Yeah. What is it? What's in the box? Okay. We got that coming on first. Okay. This is gonna be interesting.
I don't like that. We just walked into an inn.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, you're fine. Everything's fine, right? It's all good. Okay. So since we're all back, all right, going live in 3, 2, 1. All right, and we're live again. All right. So welcome back, everyone. All right, yeah, so before break, y'all entered the inn and saw a familiar Triton face sitting behind, casually sitting behind the desk, very uber casually. And as soon as she kind of like glances over the book and noticing everyone for almost for the first time after everyone kind of, like steps inside. Oh, and she like almost drops the book. Visitors. I should have guessed. And she'll kind of stand up and just kind of like try to be casual. Welcome. Looking for rooms? We only have 3. So hopefully you're okay with bunking up.
That'll be fine.
That's fine.
Okay. She will start kind of pulling out some paperwork to start filling out. And will Stephanie pull up something here? There we go. All right. So you'll be taking all 3 rooms, I take it? They're all open. They're all available. We don't have any visitors here. Well, except, of course, the group of you.
Yes, we'll take all 3.
Okay. Okay. Let's see here. It's been so long since I filled one of these forms out. Nope, none of those. Okay.
What all are you needing to fill out? It's just we can give you money and you let us go in the room.
Oh, just in case something goes missing, or we always write down, some descriptions and take some notes here. It's property business. All right. So, for the 3 rooms, it'll be 3 gold for 1 night.
Insight check.
Okay, sure. What are you inside checking? Like that she's saying the truth about the rooms or about the gold?
Paperwork. The paperwork.
Oh, the paperwork. Okay, sure, yeah.
It's actually 4 gold. She's just giving us a discount.
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
Probably wasted.
She seems very legitimate. Like, she seems like... it's almost like as if you've, like, suddenly, like, walked into someone's home, like, completely unexpectedly and been like, hey, I'm here. Like, she just looks completely, like, taken off guard and, kind of put out by, y'all wanting rooms. She was enjoying a very good book. Yeah, so wasted nat 20, but that's okay.
That's all right.
All right, so here are the keys, and she'll kind of slide them across the wooden counter. All right, that's it. So just for 1 night, right? Are you heading out tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yes.
Y'all have breakfast here?
No, I'm sorry. There is a nice place, not nice, but there's a place that has some, couple of breakfast items in the mornings, a couple of homes down. Sorry, we just don't have that many guests to be like, here's breakfast. I might have a piece of bacon I could offer in the morning, but that's from my own stash. I'm sorry.
Don't worry about it. I'll put Jurble will put down 1 gold for his room, take a key, and go. And whoever's planning on rooming with him.
Do you need any reading material? Before bed? Everyone good?
I'm good.
I do have some books I could let you borrow.
Look, anything it'll look anything good?
Any good ones?
Oh, well, it all depends on what you want to read. Or what you consider good.
Pyxrin slides 1 gold across the table.
As Tegan puts up his 1 gold. Intrigue? Romance?
Oh, you like romance.
Who doesn't?
Nice.
All right, well, let me just,
Jurble's gonna go ahead and go to his room and be like, whoever ever rooming with me, speak now or forever hold your peace.
I'll come along.
So she will kind of step in this, like, small back room and, pull out, let's see, she'll come back out with a couple of, books here, and kind of splay them on the table. One of them is called The Banshees I Have Loved. One of them is called, let's see, Prince of Reality. Another one is called, let's see here.
Egan's loved a few banshees in his day.
Oh, the other one is called An Evening Haggled.
Ooh, I think I'll go with An Evening Haggled.
Okay, all right.
Fancy one would have got great with the whole like ghost motif thing you're going for this episode though.
These are really good. If you're wanting a light read, yes.
Thank you.
Sure.
Do you have any books on rainbows?
books on rainbows. She will take a oh no, I need to take those off. Anyways, she will step in the back. Let me see here. Are you looking for like information on rainbows or
Information?
I don't really have
Do you have any science textbooks back?
I don't
there?
have any. I don't know. I don't have anything on specifically on rainbows. But she comes back out with like a book that's called "The Sky and You." I don't really know what this one's about, but someone left it here, so feel free to take a look.
Thank you.
Anyone else? All right. Well.
I'm good.
Okay. Well, enjoy your books. Bring them back in, as good of a, standing as you can. She kind of looks to you, Tegan. And, just... Anyways. All right. So, enjoy. Good night. If you need anything, I'll be down here. She'll kind of sit back in her chair and kind of open her book again.
All right.
And I would say for those going up to their rooms, very, very modest. Just like, couple of beds in the room, couple of nightstand tables. There's like a chest that doesn't have a lock on it, but you can put stuff in it. Couple of chairs and like one desk.
You ran.
What's up?
What's a rainbow? I mean, I got this rainbow ink. That's really cool. And I got the ink and stuff from fish, apparently. And
Oh, but you don't know
so
like what an actual rainbow
I
is?
know what rainbow ink is because they showed me, but
It's a thing that occasionally, like after it rains, or something like that, you kind of see streaks of color in the sky.
really, does it stay like forever, or does it?
No, it only lasts for like a tiny bit. If you're really lucky, you get 2 of them at once. But that only happens every so often. So if you see 2, throw a party.
Yes. I'll take you up on that.
Okay. If I see one, I'll point it out.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Hope you have a good night. Everybody
You
else.
too.
So go in the room and close the door and
I'm gonna
lock it
stay
behind her.
up late at that writing desk and
Okay.
scribe locate object into my spell.
Yeah. There's an oil lamp on the writing desk too, so with some oil in it.
Jurble has a problem with that.
No, yes, exactly. No, you write in the dark. No,
Jurble slowly reaches over and like turns down the oil lamp.
no, Jurble. Jurble would want to try and read the book about bugbear gods that he got from
Okay.
what's his name way back when.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay.
so
Yeah, I would say that how many hours are you putting into it, Jurble? This is your first time reading it, right? Or did you read some of it
He
before?
read a little bit of it before, but
Okay.
I rolled low, and so it didn't sink in much.
Okay.
So
Yeah. So
For
you're reading.
reference, It's going to take me 4 hours to do what I'm doing. So
okay, well he'll try to stay up at least for 2 hours.
Okay. Roll an intelligence check for me.
Ooh. 11.
Okay. Yeah, you get some information out of it. I will try to put together a little bit of information for you this week of what you read.
Okay.
note. I need something for instructions for Pyxrin and crystals, and then for you, Jurble Bugbear God info. Okay. All right. So I will send that along. But yeah, you did pick up some information from it this time.
Okay.
And it seems familiar to you, of course, Jurble, from, when you were younger. And, because you and your brother were,
Yeah.
played how you did. And just from people talking, in the clan and stuff. So, anyone else doing anything before bed? Ramirez, just refresh me. You don't have to do any rolls for any of that, correct? It's just copying. Okay.
Not with a book.
Yep.
But with
Okay.
a scroll, I do. If I'm copying a
Yeah.
scroll. Yep.
Just making sure. Frank, Tegan, are you reading any of your book that you borrowed?
He will time it out. He will read for about,
Okay.
I guess, 3 hours, close to 4.
Do you kind of look on the back, like in a summary, like how they have the summaries on the back about what the book's about before? Let me tell you.
Yes.
And evening, and this is total props to Victoria, because this is a book that Ileana owns on Sunday nights.
Oh, nice.
An Evening Haggled, a steamy novel about a knight who bargained with a hag for a lifetime with his true love, but then he got more than he bargained for. And it also says it was named Zangard's best-selling romance novel 3 years running. And also Rose Clary, there's a quote from Rose Clary back there that says, "A torrid affair that strikes at the heart." So there you go.
Shadow it with a banshee.
Are you looking at your You in the Sky book, Pyxrin?
Yeah, she'd be reading for about probably like 2 hours and then crashing because she's really tired.
Okay. Are you just kind of reading parts that interest you, glancing through it?
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, there's there's some talk about some legends, some of ancient beings that live up in the clouds, and it seems a little spacey, a little kind of out there. In fact, you look at the author is like a shaman, but it also talks about different cloud formations and what they could mean, how to divine your day through cloud watching. Also, there's also, you find this really interesting chapter about snowflakes and what snowflakes mean for the universe, which sounds completely out there. Almost saying that snowflakes are like departed souls from our ancestors. This is possibly the most...
Can't tell if this book is worse or a lost book is worse.
Oh. Yeah. And I mean, and when you open it up, it seems like it's not too many people have read this. So probably other people maybe borrowed it, like, because the cover looks a little like handled, like the inside, like the binding of the book's not even cracked. So someone's like flipped through it like you have and been like, whoa. This is a lot. All right. Anyone else doing anything before bed?
How many words can I say in Ascending Stone?
24.
Yeah.
24.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, I got it.
Okay.
While I'm laying in bed, because I don't have to say it out loud. It's all in my mind, right?
I think
Or do I say it out loud?
I think you say it out loud. I'm not. Let me look up. I mean, sending stone. I mean, let me see if it says if it's verbal or.
Hearing secret.
I mean, I've always.
Well, I'm not trying to be secret. It's just I was just thinking if I could.
Rinka, I have the goods.
Yeah.
They bought the
Alright,
whole
here it
Bobby
is.
bit.
That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, I would almost say that you have to say it aloud, Wren.
Now I can't ever backstab him with Rinka later on. Oh, that's fine. I will hold as I'm getting in bed or whatever. I'll hold Jurheim's sending stone, and I'll just say, bedding down for the night, leaving tomorrow. We're with you. You're not alone. Don't give in to the rage. Let courage and hope guide you. That's it.
Love you. Good night.
Aw. Yeah, it'll be a moment before you hear a response back. Yeah, because it uses the sending spell, which has a verbal component. Yeah. You hear, it's a few moments you hear a reply back from Jurheim. Ooh, train whistle.
Oh, that's me. That's me.
Go straight.
Jurble is catching a train. I mean, not Jurble. Jurheim's catching a train. He'll respond back. Thank you, Wren. I appreciate the words of hope. And that's all. He didn't say that's all. I'm saying that's all as the DM.
Yeah. Over and out. Period.
Over and out. All right. So with that, everyone is asleep. And Jurble.
There you go. Add, side effects.
Yep.
Jurble.
Yeah.
Jurble, you fall asleep pretty quickly because you were feeling really tired. But there reaches a certain point in the night where you can't tell if it's a dream or if you actually wake up and because it seems like one moment Rhaenyra is awake and working at his desk because you did fall asleep before he turned off, before he got done. And it seems like just a moment later, you kind of it's one of those things where it seems like you just blink and he's in his bed. The light's off, dead of night. Everyone does have a small window in each room. So you kind of confusedly kind of put your head back down the pillow again, and it almost seems like in the next moment you're standing in this grassy plain with no mountains in sight. This kind of weird reddish sky with purple blue clouds, and you see something in the distance, almost you can't tell. It's probably 50 yards from you right now, and it looks almost like a box, like a wooden box.
What's in the box? Sorry, I had to.
Kind of a long box.
Oh.
Not like a square box. And there's this dead silence to the air. You hear nothing. It is the absence of sound to the point to where your ears, it kind of does that weird to where if you're in dead silence and your ears start kind of filling the void with ringing or what sounds like ocean waves, you almost kind of hear your own heart beating.
I will go towards the box.
Okay, so you step closer and closer, and as you get about 25 feet from it, so you close the distance about halfway, the box, you can tell, well, I mean, from your height, and it's laying on the ground, it's laying on the grass, you can probably tell it looks kind of like either a pretty large trunk or possibly a coffin.
I'll kind of stop, look around. There's still just the box and the.
Just the box. The sky seems like it has gotten a bit darker.
He will continue towards the box.
Okay. So yeah, you approach the box. You're about 5 feet from it now. And as you're walking, it's almost like it goes from closing the distance faster than what you imagine or what you think that because you're just walking. And not very quickly because, I imagine. But it seems like it's almost like buffering, like you're almost like you would know, like having a lag. Like all of a sudden you're 5 feet in front than where you were, and then all of a sudden you're about 10 feet away from it, farther than you were. But you eventually get to about 5 feet away from the box, or from the long wooden box, and there is a lid on it. No hinges, or not that you can tell. The sky has gotten a bit darker. It's not like it's getting nighttime, but almost like there's just a really large storm cloud passing over. That's just filling up the sky. And as you walked closer, you started, in that kind of absence of sound, you start kind of hearing sounds that are familiar to you from your childhood, mostly from you and your brother playing together when you were children.
When he hears those sounds, he's gonna look around again.
There's nothing there other than the grass around you and nothing in the distance. You think that you see a fly every once in a while, something kind of buzz by you, but when you're looking for it, it's not there.
He will take a deep breath and then bend down and lift up the lid.
Yeah, you lift up the lid, and it is Corbin inside. He is laying flat on his back, eyes closed. Looks like you last saw him for the most part. There is a pretty nasty scar on his face, and a pretty nasty scar going down his chest. But other than that, he looks similar to the last time you saw him. But one thing that's glaringly different is that there is a huge hole where his heart would be in his chest.
Is it like just like a hole, or does it look like it's been like
It
carved out, or like
looks like that
gruesome?
someone cut into him and removed the heart, but it's been years. Like it's had enough time to where it's, healed. The hole's still there, the cavity's still there.
Yeah.
But it's not bloody. it's not. It doesn't look like it's just like a like someone just cut it out of a picture. But yeah, it looks like that hole's been there for a while. And the sounds from your childhood are literally ringing in your ears right now. Almost to the point where it's kind of hurts your head.
Close the lid. Does it stop the noises?
No.
Try to cover his ears. Just...
The coffin starts shaking. And it sounds like something's trying to beat its way out of it. And it gets louder, more violent, until it seems like you're lagging again, in player terms. You are back with the coffin open, but this time the body is gone. And you feel hot breath against the back of your neck.
Look around, fist raised.
You turn and are face to face with Gorban, who screams centimeters from your face. You can feel the spit hit your face as he screams, teeth bared. And you wake up in a sweat.
What? Is it still in the middle of the night?
Yes, still dark outside through the window.
Did I wake up Renarius?
I mean, if you think that you would have woken up, I mean, you weren't making any noise when you
Yeah.
exited the dream. I mean, if you think you would have woken up and made some noise, but otherwise, I mean, you just kind of just woke up in your bed in a pool of your own sweat.
He'll just put his head back, and he probably won't try to go back to sleep for a while.
Okay. Yeah, it's still pretty, I mean, I guess early in the night. So you lay there for a couple of hours. It's still dark. We'll say that you fitfully get some sleep after that, but you will take a point of exhaustion in the morning.
Yay.
And it's morning time. All right. So everyone else wakes up fine. No dreams. Yeah, beautiful morning. If you open up your window, it seems, you still feel that little bit of a cool breeze, but it seems like a beautiful day. Yeah.
All right.
What are y'all doing? Heading out? Meeting downstairs, I guess.
Yeah, taking all head downstairs. Put the book on the table. Is the Triton deck?
A Triton? Well, no. It's actually a human man that is there with sandy blonde hair that's kind of whitening a bit. A little bit of some white scraggle on his chin and he kind of looks at the book and looks at you, Tegan. Borrowed some reading material, I see.
Yes,
Oh,
quite good.
glad you
Uh,
enjoyed it.
The knight was a bit of a goody two shoe, but and the hag, of course, was over the top. But overall, I think it was pretty good.
I'll have to, oh, Stephanie, why don't you have the name pulled up that you know? I'll have to tell Liviathan your opinion. She's the one that, my daughter, she reads
Ah,
these books. She's asleep right now, but catching up before her shift over at the general store. Glad to have visitors, and he'll take the key from you, and everything okay with your stay?
very good. Uneventful.
Wonderful. Seems like a beautiful day outside. If your travels are taking you out of Echo today, I wish you the best. And stop by some other time.
Same to you. Wish you the best.
Maybe,
Alright,
you
thank
know,
You never know.
I would say to, if you're looking for some breakfast, they have a couple of items over at the fish place. No, you know, a couple of places down, but a couple of stops down. But if you're looking for fish for breakfast, I'm afraid that's probably off the menu.
Why would it be bad weather out at sea, or just
It's been bad weather. Well, it's been bad fishing out at sea for a bit now. I've been having some trouble pulling the fish in for the past week, 2 weeks.
oh, just
Started
empty
getting-
nets?
What was that, Tegan?
Just pulling up empty nets, not moved on.
Pulling up empty nets one after another. We do good to sell some fish for the people in the general store, much less to have some to cook with.
I did notice the last night when we came in that the sea just didn't look like it was unnaturally still.
It goes off and on. Sometimes it's we've been having to, in fact, not rely on the tide to take us out, but we've been having to push the boats and then row a bit. Yeah, that started happening around the same time the fish started not catching.
Interesting. No thoughts as to what's causing it, or
Nope. We've been doing everything we have been doing. It almost seemed like just one day the gods just started scooping them up for themselves. But all we can do is hope that it doesn't go on for too long, or else we're going to have to
No,
find
that
some other ways of business.
yeah, that wouldn't be good. No. Well, I hope it clears up. I hope the fishing goes back to being good.
Thank you. I appreciate the words, and hopefully the next time you come through, we'll have plenty of fish.
Thank you.
Everyone else checking out as well.
Yes.
Okay. I'll do the same kind
Actually,
of. Take your
Jurble
key.
probably would have given the key to Renarius and made him sign out.
Okay.
Jurble would have had gone outside.
Okay.
and Just get fresh air.
All right.
Here's your book and key.
Oh, thank you.
Slide it over.
Kind of looks at the book. Interesting. Yeah. We had someone come through from Aebirus, visiting one of our healer friend a couple weeks ago, and left this accidentally. I would have passed it along to him, but it's kind of interesting seeing people's reaction to it. Kind of like slide it under the counter. Good stay, I take it? It's kind of asking you and Renarius together.
I'm sorry, what was that?
He's just asking if it was a good stay. Everything fine with the room?
Yeah. Everything was great.
No. If your travels take you away from Echo, wish you the best.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right. So he will kind of check off the books, and you guys are outside now. Wineta will be, and in fact, the first Jurble, when you stepped outside, you would have almost like ran right into Wineta. Oh, hey.
Oh, good morning.
Morning. I have your horses over at the shop. Ready to go?
Can we eat
Wonderful.
first?
Well, we'll try the place 2 doors down. There's not much fish, but I don't know what else they have besides fish. We could try.
I didn't do that off. Yeah. If y'all go to like, it's almost like a just a very small kind of hut looking thing with like an open window, and a Triton standing behind the counter. Oh hey. Let's see. We got some bacon. Got some bread. Does bacon sound good?
Nothing like a bacon
I can
sandwich for breakfast.
fry you up some toast. Make a bacon sandwich.
Yeah.
Apologize, we don't have any fish. Times have been rough, and he'll start getting together start frying some bacon, and with the open window, you can smell it sizzling in the pan. And he'll give each of you a bacon sandwich and just ask for like a copper each.
Copper? That's not.
Whoa.
Can we haggle that down? No.
All right. Okay, thank you. All right. Is there anything else you need to do before heading out? I checked on Jurheim this morning, and he's resting.
Good.
Seems to be in a bit of a slump, but I think he'll pull through. Well, let's go and get your horses. She'll take you over to her
Sounds good.
workshop and has a horse for each of you. They seem pretty standard riding horses.
Wow.
Again, try to take care of them. They're on loan, but I'm sure you'll be fine.
Do we owe you anything for these?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm taking care of it.
Well, thank you.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
I do some work for the people here in this town, so they're appreciative, and they seemed okay with it as long as they get their horses back, and not many of them are riding out to do anything. So, all right. Well, I guess this is farewell for now until you get back.
Hopefully it shouldn't be too long.
Okay. I would say that I would accompany you, but got work here to do and don't want to leave Jurheim completely alone, so I do envy
Probably a
you.
good call.
Heading out, though. Sounds like a good, interesting visit. I haven't been up to Aebirus in a bit, so be cautious, stay safe. It's a long journey, but you should get there in about probably, with resting, probably close to 3 days. All right. And she kind of pats the horses, and on their kind of attached to their saddles, it's like a small bag. I packed some provisions in these for you. I had some rations that I, packed in. So until next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So much.
Thank you.
And she will kind of glance back at everyone and head into her shop. As everyone's getting on the horses, you'll kind of notice a couple of the Tritons who are kind of walking in the town, kind of looking over, and a couple of the fishermen who are kind of readying their boats. They kind of, you can see them kind of from the harbor craning their necks to kind of see. Yeah. So y'all get on your horses. They seem amiable enough. And, yeah, heading off.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, so y'all travel away from Echo. Let me just pull up my map here. And, yeah, so you're traveling northeast. You travel about close to probably like almost the full day. You just pass by some, a couple of smaller forests. You have a couple of mountain ranges that you're kind of going in between. But it's a nice open area that you're traveling through. Yeah. As you near the, it's getting about, I'll say that y'all stopped to, to eat a couple of rations for, for lunch. Is there anything that you want to, so it'll take you about the day's travel to get to the border. I am loving these train sounds. It'll take you about a day's travel It'll take you about a day's travel to get to the border. Is there anything that y'all want to do while traveling on horseback during the day? Other than like stopping for, to eat some rations around lunchtime, and any conversations you want to have or anything you want to look out for.
I spy.
Is anyone keeping an eye out? Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Yeah.
So, y'all didn't really ask where this
16.
was exactly.
What was?
Where the city was. You didn't have anyone point it out to you on a map.
I thought. I mean, I have it on my map. I have it marked on my map. I don't know
Sure.
if that's because you gave it to me, or anything.
Yes.
Is it
Maybe Kalos?
I know Kalos didn't point out anything on your map. You've been told it's northeast. So we're just...
I mean, I'm sure we'll run into a floating city eventually if we go that direction. So.
Okay. So you're just traveling northeast right now.
famous last words?
Who is like looking at a map and trying to navigate as well?
Yeah. It's not bad. I'll look. Tegan will look. God, nobody else wants to.
Okay, wait. So what are you doing,
Well,
Tegan?
I was watching for other things, so I can't do it.
Yeah. So Tegan, are you navigating?
Was keeping to the main road out of Echo.
Okay, yes, keeping to the main road, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, looking for signs and signposts.
Okay. All right, so you're navigating. So make a survival check for me.
Okay. 19. 17
Okay.
plus 2.
Wonderful. Yeah, Tegan seems to know where he's going. He kind of has he's kind of stop every once in a while and kind of get out, look at the map, and take a look and kind of look around. And he seems pretty confident. What was your perception check, Wren?
16.
16. Wonderful.
Got really scared for a second.
Well, I thought I was still muted because of the train, so I hesitated.
Yeah, that's fine. Also, Jurble, make a Constitution saving throw for me.
I mean, if Jurble dies right now, then we don't have to go. So it's
Yeah, we just turn around and go back. Yeah.
So,
I said, let me go alone. 17.
No, we would do that.
Okay.
We'll bury you first, then we'll turn around. And go back.
wow.
Thanks.
So
Sure,
Wren, as you're traveling with your companions, you keep an eye out. I will say that all of you, as soon as you left Echo and started traveling on this main road, you do feel just an ever so slight warmth to your pendants, and the chains that they're on. Very, very slight. Kind of how you felt. Well, no, not the entire time, but yeah, just a very slight warmth to them. Wren, as you first traveled away from Echo, you don't sense it as much like further on in the day, but earlier on in the day, you felt like your group was being followed. But looking, you would kind of stop and look around, and you wouldn't see anything around you. It was just that kind of ever-present feeling, and kind of like you would think that you would catch something out of the corner of your eye, but then like way off in the distance, but you would look and like turn your head and there would be nothing there.
I would convey this feeling to the group as we're going, because I think I feel the same way right before the assassin.
You did.
Jurble.
You did. Yeah.
I will summon my owl.
Okay, all right. So we'll say it's about midway through the day, and Wren passes this information along to you, or probably like around 2 p.m. and in our time. And Rhaenyra, you summon your owl, and you're having it kind of fly around and look.
Yep. Just as we're traveling, just a bird's eye view of the
area. Roll a perception check for your owl, please.
That is a 17.
17. Now, are you having it just fly above you, or are you having it kind of circle you as the group of you travel? Like out in a radius.
With an owl's fly speed, I doubt it could just stay like with us.
Okay.
So I think it would circle.
Okay. All right.
As we're traveling, yeah.
Right after Wren tells you this and you summon the owl, okay, yeah. At first, your owl does see a couple of figures moving around, because you kind of have, it's very similar to the way from, like the way to I was going to say Fairfield, the way to Bairn. Very open area there on the main road, but then you have forest kind of on either side, several feet away. And you do kind of see, your owl does see a couple of figures moving around in that forest area. There right after you first summon him. As it kind of lets you know this, and you sense this, and it takes a couple of other loops around, and I would say that you'd probably relay that to the group, and all of you kind of stop and are like, what is this? Your owl, you kind of get the sense from your owl that the figures, like it's not seeing the figures anymore.
Okay. So I relay all of that.
If you keep the owl circling after that happens and the group of you kind of start moving again, it doesn't see the figures anymore.
Okay.
And I will say that probably with your owl's vision, you would be able to kind of tell that the figures were cloaked and very similar to how the assassin bugbear looked that attacked Jurble before.
I would tell everyone to be on their guard.
Okay. right. So everyone's on their
Try,
guard.
try not to get stabbed.
Wise man.
Anything else y'all want to do while you're traveling?
Well, I mean, he'll ask Renarius that I don't know if the owl could tell if these figures were on foot or were they on horseback, or could he tell?
On foot.
On foot.
They're on foot, and I might suggest we kick it into high gear.
Bugbears swing from the trees.
And put some distance between them and us.
Seems reasonable.
Let's do that.
Okay. So y'all kick up your heels. I would say that you're probably
Put the horses to work.
at the border
Shift
then
gears.
by like you get to the border by like 6, and you can tell that your horses are getting a little tired. It's like 6:30, about 6:37. Not quite as late in the evening as what it would have been if you would have went at a normal galloping speed. So the group of you approach. I mean, from a distance, it looks like just everything continues on as usual. You have the green and the main road. You do see, as you get closer, you start seeing some looks like maybe banners kind of flying from these wooden posts, or a couple of like stony masts. And as you get even closer and get, say, within 50 feet of this border, you start seeing that there is a huge cavern that not cavern, chasm that makes up this border, that goes from one side of this kind of like one mountain range to the other, completely. It doesn't cut through. I mean, it doesn't cut the mountain range into, or at least it doesn't look like it, but it does stop there. So you have to travel over it. But as you get closer, you do see that there is a huge stone bridge for the main road, as well as a couple of wooden bridges that are kind of far off on either side, with some banners hanging from them. The stone bridge has a couple of banners kind of flying, certain colors on one side and certain colors on the other, probably to represent the two kingdoms, or the two empires. Let me see here. Am I missing anything?
The banners don't look like bugbear banners of any kind or anything.
Nope.
Like have the
Not that
bugbears come this far?
not that you've noticed. You don't see anyone around this area. The two mountain ranges kind of get a little bit narrower after you get over to across the border.
Yep.
And it is a little bit misty on that side, mistier than it is on your side of the border. But if you're closing the distance and you're getting closer to it, like, you just start seeing how huge this chasm is. Just a natural indentation in the earth. Is anyone getting off to look inside, or are you just riding over?
Does it look sturdy enough to hold a horse?
Everyone make perception checks for me.
6 horses?
Yeah.
18.
Okay.
Ooh. natural
17,
20.
13 and 4. 17.
There we got a natural 20.
Nice.
Or wait, does exhaustion do something to perception?
23.
Level
I think it
one,
gives you
okay.
disadvantage on ability checks.
Level 1? Hold on. Ooh.
I've never been exhausted before.
Yes, level 1 gives you disadvantage on ability checks.
Well, why didn't D&D Beyond just automatically do that for me?
Wow.
You didn't put the
Sorry.
effect on?
You're
No, I
asking a
did.
lot.
I did.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay.
That's why.
It should have, yeah. It should have. Maybe it
Okay.
did. Maybe it did. Maybe you rolled 20/20.
I doubt that.
Oh my god.
Hey,
Well,
one can hope.
Frank.
All right. So, the anyone with a 15 or let's say a 14 or higher. Did anyone get 14 or higher? Okay. You would notice that yes, the bridge does seem sturdy enough for the main road. The two wooden bridges, from what you can tell from this distance from either side, look a little bit like, of course, because they're made out of wood and not stone, look a little bit like questionable maybe. But they are very pretty with all the banners and the banners hanging off of them. Looking down like at the end of the chasm as it touches that far left mountain range, you do see a kind of a statue, huge statue that almost reaches the top of the mountain. So you can't tell if it's carved out of the mountain or if it was placed into the mountain and was carved carved and then placed into it. But it's of this angel with arms outstretched and wings outstretched. And the kind of coming from it is this kind of this piece of stonework that has a bell hanging from it. And that's what you can tell from the distance away. I mean, because you're talking about like a football field maybe away from you.
Okay, so is that the width, I guess, of the entire chasm? The road, 100 yards? Or...
You're looking at from where you're standing, which is on the main road, which is kind of in the middle of this valley area. So it's like one on one side and one on the other. I mean, football fields. No.
Okay.
The length. From where you're standing in the middle of this field to one mountain range is about a football field. From where you're standing to the other mountain range is like a football field. There's some forest closer to the mountains. There's a little bit of forest there, but it is clear where you're standing. This mountain range, of course, goes above the forest, and you can see that on that just the far left one, not the right mountain range. On the left mountain range, you can see that statue with the bell.
Okay.
The bell is huge. I mean, you can see all this from this distance, so you know it's massive.
Okay. And all that is across the bridge of the chasm?
No, this statue is kind of in the center. It's kind of like...
okay.
More on your side of the chasm than on the other side.
And this statue is on the bridge?
Nope, the stone bridge is in the center of this valley. You are about a football field length away from the stone statue that's on the mountainside.
Okay.
The bridge is right in front of you. It is not a football field wide. It is just like, 30, 40 feet maybe.
Can I roll like a history on that statue?
Sure.
Doesn't look like Aurelius. No.
18. Wren, why don't you go ahead and roll an intelligence check since you're kind of close to this area.
11.
Okay. Starting with Wren, you've heard of this natural border, but you've never seen it in person. You've never been this far to the northeast. Rhaenyra, especially being from Fairweather, you would have heard of this border as well. I would say you've probably never been here, but you would know that the statue serves as a warning to the empires, to the Aebirus Empire, and as well as where you're coming from, that to warn them of both like attacks from foreigners, and also mostly to warn of activities coming to the surface from down below. And I would say as the group of you move towards this large bridge, and you kind of, if you look over out of curiosity, there's a small stone wall that kind of goes along the chasm but it's very small and would be easily like jumped over by a horse. That if you look down into the pit, it is very, very deep. And almost as you look at it, it looks smoky as it gets several feet below. Some of it you can't see a bottom. Others you feel like that you can kind of see some glowing red.
Not good.
So there's two. So
Yes.
not to like
Nope.
reiterate the vision.
You're
I just wanna
fine.
make sure I'm seeing it right.
Yep.
So if this is the bridge and we're like this is the chasm, is it like two mountain ranges and they go down into this chasm that we're bridging over?
The mountain ranges don't really go down. I mean, I guess you could say they go down into
Or
the chasm.
they're further in, there's a field and then a chasm.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
And the chasm goes as far as we can see.
Yeah, the chasm goes from one mountain range to another. So you can see the end of like on the surface, you can see the end to the opening of the chasm. It ends at the mountain range to your far left.
Oh.
It ends at the mountain
have
range to your far
shifted
right.
weird. I
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah, so it kind of
Gotcha.
goes across this way. The bridge goes over it.
So the mountains are like a natural gate for the other
Yes,
kingdom.
correct.
Got it. Okay, I got you now. I got you.
Yep. All right. So as I said, it's about 7 o'clock by this time, maybe close to 7:30 by the time you guys kind of look around here. And what do you want to do? It is starting to get a little bit. You don't feel the chill that you did back in Echo, but you definitely feel a little bit of a chill in the air, and it is starting to kind of start to get dark. Oh, Jurble, your Constitution saving throw. I did not forget. Well, I kind of did, but then I remembered.
Do I have to? Because of the disadvantage thing, do I have to roll again? I remember what I got.
Yes, please roll again. Didn't you get like a 7, or did you get a higher number?
I got a 17.
Okay, yes, roll again, please.
Should have kept my mouth shut. 12.
Okay,
So
well,
12
not
it is.
too much worse.
As he drops dead. Yes, no.
Jurble, you were starting to get very tired again. You haven't. Did you take your medicine during this trip?
I would have waited until we got
Okay.
set up a camp.
That's fine. That's fine.
Don't
You're,
want to spill it all over the horse. You know?
you're definitely feeling very, very tired again. And in fact, roll a d4 for me.
Two.
Okay. You feel like that you need to stop and rest for a bit. It's kind of pain's kind of getting to you. You're starting to feel that kind of dull ache. You're also starting to like how to describe it. You kind of are just getting kind of weird thoughts. Like kind of almost like a darkening of your thoughts. You can't help but kind of like just thinking about like your brother and just everything that he's done to you, and you know everything that he's doing to the land, you know, to this kingdom, you know, to Bornheim, and you start thinking about Jurheim and you know, not really similarities, but also like how he seems to have lost someone, you've lost someone. You start thinking about Addie, and it all kind of starts hitting you in weird ways and you almost can't seem to just stop thinking about it. And you just feel, again, very tired and like you need to take a rest right now.
And we haven't crossed the bridge yet.
No. Well, you're approaching the bridge now. And I said the closer you get to the bridge with all of you, you do feel your pendants getting warmer.
Closer to the bridge, you said?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
I'll can we stop?
Through the night.
I'm not feeling very good. How long is the bridge, did you say?
I mean, you probably have like about this chasm probably goes over probably like 60 or 70 feet.
Gotcha.
I will say that those who rolled high perceptions earlier would notice that there does seem to be like almost like a small, maybe like open camping area across the border to the right. Closer to the tree line.
On the other side of the bridge?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Sounds great. I was going to say, let's go over
Let's
there
get the
so
other
that way
side.
if we're being followed, we'll see them cross the bridge.
Yep.
Okay.
Just another 70 feet,
Okay.
according to the okay.
Yeah. So yeah, you cross the bridge, and then you have to get from the bridge over to that tree, the tree line, which, is
Right.
about a half a football field. It seems like it's just a couple of 3 or 4 tents that are open. There's like a fire pit. There are some like sharpened sticks in like a box. It seems like it's set up for people kind of crossing the border and coming over if they need to spend the night. They've anticipated people needing an area to sleep in. It's been cleared out, but you do have the tree line right there in case anyone would need to kind of, go off to use the restroom or whatever. It's not like completely open.
Got it.
But yeah. And with the, any tents that y'all have, you would have enough tents to accommodate. It is starting to get darker now. Yeah.
As soon as like we stopped at the camp and everything, Jurble would have gone ahead and taken the second half of that first mile. So
Yeah. Same deal. Phew. Fishy taste.
Oh wait, before he takes it,
Yeah.
I wanted to use prestidigitation to make it taste like that 5 gold chicken.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you can definitely do that. So yeah, it tastes a little bit better. You still kind of taste like it's strong enough to where you still taste a little bit of the fish. Like, you're not sure if it actually has a little bit of the fish taste in it or if it's just you anticipating a fishy taste still. But yeah, and you still have that grittiness going down. Yeah.
did I know Renarius was doing that, or did he just?
I don't
He
know.
said something.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, because expecting a gross fish taste of liquid chicken.
Liquid chicken, yum.
But
Well, he did
okay.
say it would,
Yeah.
it would kind of alter your taste sensing for a bit. So
he's just, Jurbal's just very tired and very. What? Oh, it's just,
It's better, right?
yes, thank you. And Jurbal's probably not even gonna like set up a tent. He's just gonna like throw his bedroll out by the fire. Just.
yeah, you fall right to sleep, Jurble. As soon as you take that medicine, as soon as you drink that liquid, like that dull pain in your side starts easing up a bit. You do feel a little bit hot this time after taking the medication. Yeah, after drinking it down. Almost like you're like having a hot flash. Anyone else doing anything before you hit the hay? Anyone keeping watch tonight?
Keeping watch.
Okay.
I
Got.
will keep
All right.
And then I will meditate during their. I guess what's the watch? 2 hours.
I mean, if you're getting 8 hours of sleep, it would probably be more like, I guess, 2.5. Yeah.
All right. I will meditate for the first watch.
Okay.
Hopefully, Pyxrin might.
Zephyr does all the other watches.
In
Yeah.
other words, I just want to take the first 4 hours off so I can stay up the rest of the night.
Yeah. Y'all make a perception check for me really quick. Just as it not. This isn't for your watches, but as you're like getting ready and like settling who's going to watch, and Jurble is like, it will accept Jurble, of course. Jurble's
Yeah.
asleep.
23.
Okay.
Yep. Actually, same. 19 plus 4, 23.
All right, so I'd say all three of you, as you're getting ready and you're discussing watch duties and kind of looking around, and the stars are brilliant here. Just because you're in between, you're kind, it's kind of when you get out of the city, and I mean, like, of course, Mossville and Echo weren't large cities, but it still seems more brilliant in this area than it did before. You are about. This campsite isn't right beside the chasm, but it is pretty close. You don't feel any kind of like immediate danger from it or anything. But as it's gotten darker, you do kind of see kind of like a very, very faint reddish glow maybe from it. Very, very faint. Just enough to kind of like make you think that your eyes are playing tricks on you. And you also hear this kind of heavy. I will say, as you're standing there, you feel like at first like a very small vibration where you're standing, like under your feet, or if you're sitting on the ground, you would feel it like on the ground. And it's not consistent. It's like almost like you hear it, and then hear it again, and then hear it again. Almost reminding you of heavy footsteps. And you kind of, I would say especially Tegan and Wren, you kind of think that you hear almost like hear a small rumble every once in a while, like along with that vibration. But looking around in the dark, you don't see anything.
Tegan's going to turn the Wren. I think we should kill the fire.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
We're not cooking anything anyway.
Yeah. We'll
All
put
right.
out the fire.
Okay.
Because that's just like a huge beacon. Come look over here.
Sure. You douse the fire.
Yep.
Still hearing the noises, and it kind of continues for a while.
Is it noises as if like more like an earthquake rumble, or noises like something loud is coming our way?
It sounds like when most of the time it's just vibrations that you feel.
Okay.
It seems like maybe every half hour you'll start hearing like the small rumblings that go along with the vibrations, but it's like and then that might go on for maybe like 10 minutes, and then it dies down again.
And this
Does
is
it
all
sound-
while we're still awake, right?
Yes,
Except Jurble.
Gerbils
except
out.
Jurble. Jurble's out.
Yeah. Would I take it as sounds that sound natural, like from possibly just the earth somehow, or sounds that almost sound mechanical, or like is it too rhythmic to be like, oh, this isn't just nature, there's something going on?
No, yeah, Ren, this definitely doesn't seem like, with your background, it doesn't seem like anything that you know of as far as
How far away from the chasm are we?
You are about probably 40 feet from the chasm, maybe 50.
I'm gonna walk over to the edge and look down.
Yeah, you think you see some like red, kind of glows here and there. You do have like that very small, like, like medium almost of cobblestone that goes in between you and the chasm, and you kind of look over and you do see kind of like some red, almost like red glowing here and there. I said it looks almost smoky down there still. It doesn't make make a couple of make a survival check for me.
Okay.
Not really sure what that would be.
Oh no.
1.
Oh.
Well, I got a 6, but
Yeah, you can't tell if the rumblings are coming from down there or if it's coming from yeah. But also make an intelligence check for me.
Oh.
Renerius, make an intelligence check for me as well, please.
6.
Okay.
10.
Okay. All right. Thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
We were so close to finding out what it was, guys.
Thanks. Yeah. I mean, and that continues until whoever takes watch, you still hear that during your watch. It continues all night.
How far down is the chasm? Like
you can't see.
I guess I can't see the
you
bottom.
Can't see the bottom. Yeah, I just said like it's very. It seems like almost like it's smoky, like as you get several feet down in your vision. And then you can see like these small like red glows here and there, but you can't see like actual bottom.
Yeah. Is there like a? Well, I guess I'm a gnome. Like a hand-sized rock around that I can find.
Yeah, absolutely.
I chuck it down there.
What of a talk?
You hear it clang as it hits everyone, and then a surge of bats comes up. No, I'm just kidding. You toss it down. You kind of see it, and you hear it kind of hit off against the side, and then kind of fall down deeper, and you don't hear it hit a bottom.
But do I hear it just hitting rocks?
As it goes down, yes.
Do I not hear it? Okay.
Yeah, as it goes down, you'll hear it kind of hit the side a couple of times, and then maybe a third time.
Discouraged, I'll walk back to the group.
Who is taking first watch out of the three of you?
I can do first watch.
Okay. All right. Wren, make a perception check for me.
Here we go. Bigger numbers. 11.
Okay. All right. Oh, okay. You, Wren, as you're taking your watch, the others are in bed. Tegan is, in his trance. As you're sitting there, I was going to say by the campfire, but y'all douse that. As you're sitting there, kind of like around the other tents, looking out and watching. You kind of know to kind of look over that bridge, since that was your plan of being over here. That was an advantage to it. So you kind of look over to the bridge, and you think that you might see, not on the main bridge, but on one of the...
There's a not main bridge?
Yeah, there are two smaller bridges that were made out of wood that were...
I didn't catch that part. Got it.
Wood only. They looked a little, iffy.
The
But
sidewalks of the chasm. Got it.
you do see a couple of, because it is nighttime, but you do have this kind of like light from the moon, which is about half now, and just the general like brightness of the night sky. So you can see a couple of dark figures kind of move across the bridge, and maybe a third.
I'll wake up Tegan. Seems he needs less sleep, so if it's nothing big, he'll be okay.
Okay.
And I tell him that I think I saw something over there.
I have 60 feet of dark vision, so.
Yeah. Whoa.
Well, I mean, I also have 60 feet of dark vision.
Oh,
If
I
that
did not
makes a
know.
difference.
So,
Okay.
yeah, the two of you linked, like, yeah, you'll see the three kind of dark figures, Wren, and then, like, after you wake up Tegan, the two of you kind of look out. You see, about 4 figures in the distance, looking like that they're starting to kind of go around the camp. They look about bugbear size.
Oh, of course they do. Was that how many that Renarius saw with his owl? I can't remember.
He saw 2. He saw 2.
Oh, he saw 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
And these figures
Either
too,
way.
you can tell with your vision that they do have like cloaks on, very similar to the bugbear that you ran into before.
And they're kind of like fanning out.
They're kind of fanning out to
flank
kind
us
of
all.
to flank the group.
Got it.
Yes.
Got it. I think we need to wake everybody up.
All right.
We'll wake everybody
Yeah,
up.
wake everybody up.
Okay.
Then I'll attempt to go just off the campsite and hide.
Okay. All right. So we'll say as the group of you start waking everyone up to possibly face these 4 bugbears that are trying to surround the camp, or what you suppose is 4 bugbears, that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Of course, that's what we're.
Oh, I just started adjusting my screen.
Did I?
It is 1:11, sir.
Did Jurble sleep long enough to not get exhaustion? Or is it only, been,
this
I
is-
was gonna
this
say
is-
I wasn't gonna wake you up, but I figured you.
This
would
is
get
only
me
the
anyway,
first
so.
watch, so you're probably looking at maybe you've had 4 hours of sleep.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank y'all for being here and for playing, and look forward to next week when you face off the bugbears. I rolled
Dude.
earlier. Well, we'll
So you're saying they're bugbears? Got
Okay,
it.
so it's confirmed.
Yeah, it's confirmed. I mean, I kind of figured that's,
When you're saying they're cloaked like the other bugbear, and they look like bugbears.
Yeah.
They're the same size as bugbears.
Yeah.
Surprised
Everything.
they're gnomes.
Bugbears. All right.
It's actually 9 kobolds.
In cloaked form, yes, absolutely. But thank you, chat, for hanging around. I went a little bit late. Apologize for that, but hopefully you had a good time. Thank you, players. Y'all were great. Just to note that of course, as you can tell, we were missing Andrew this evening. He is in the midst of moving, so he's been dealing with that recently. So we'll be excited to get him back hopefully soon. Going on our schedule, you've been watching again The Forsaken, that comes on at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on Mondays. We also have plenty of other stuff that happens throughout the week. Let's see here. So on Mondays, Tuesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, we have D&D 5e content at 10 p.m. Eastern Time to 1 a.m. Eastern Time. All of those days, plenty of stuff. Also, tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, we have a new program called Dungeon Craft with Steph and Vic, where myself and Victoria do some mini painting. We're going to be working on some basically dungeon crafting. So we'll be working on like tiles for our maps, painting some minis. It'll be a great time. And again, that's 2 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow, first episode. So I'm super excited about that. And that's only going from 2 to 4. If we go over that time, it's okay, but 2 hours dedicated time slot. Fridays at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, you have Mad Art with Steph, where I, Steph, do some mad art that you can vote on in our Discord channel. So if you're not a member of that, please head on over there. We've been working on a lot of back work recently, so that will probably continue. So we might not have any voting for a while, but still, it's a great place to be. Our Discord and the show. Saturdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, we have more D&D 5e content with Tower of Dreams, followed by In Extremis at 10 p.m. Sundays at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, we have Mad Bird Plays, hosted by Victoria, where people from the community get together to play some tabletop simulator or Jackbox games. We also have a Patreon going on, so if you're looking for ways to support Madbird streams, please head on over there. In fact, at the $20 tier, after most of our shows, we do an after show where we talk about what's going on. So you get access to those videos at the $20 tier. Super cool. You also get access to artwork and all kinds of other stuff. Movie nights. It's a great time. We're having our first movie night next Wednesday, so that'll be fun. All right, so Stephanie, we head on over to raid someone at this time. I'm just going to assume that the role players were going because I think that's who we usually head on over to. So let's see here. All right, and they are. So awesome. All right, so adios, y'all. See you some other time next week. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow for the new show. If not, have a great week. Take care of each other. Stay safe. All that jazz. Adios. Bye.
Bye.
All right, and